Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Hi, my name is Jordie James, and I feel really weak because I don't have my glasses on today, but that's okay. So, I would like to firstly say happy Thanksgiving to everyone over in America. Hope you have a lovely holiday weekend and everything. I know it's actually tomorrow for you guys, but it's today for me. So, I thought I'd get in early and say happy Thanksgiving. Really interesting. The first thing I wanted to talk about today, also making sure that I'm always thankful and thank you for having me on this show and thank you for listening. But it was really interesting yesterday because I've been a little bit under the weather over the last week and because my body's been a little bit out. And I went to my acupuncturist yesterday and it was really interesting because we had a bit of a topic talking about grief. Now, what's really interesting is about the emotions, but it's not just about the grief side, it's about the releasement of emotion can be quite a powerful thing. But like we were talking about it yesterday, and I don't know if you get this or you understand this, whoever's listening at the moment, but or whoever will listen later on as well, is that when we cry, and people go, "Oh, what's wrong?" It's an automatic sort of programming as a human that when we see people cry, we think there's something wrong. But realistically, it may not be something wrong. We just have to release the emotions. Now, we can cry from being sad, from losing, from grief, but then we can cry being happy as well. So, crying and letting go of emotions is quite a powerful tool for us to release. So, and I think I've talked about this before because I'm sure I've said this before, but I know when I'm getting to a point that, one, I haven't done a release or I haven't cried for a little while. And it's not to say that I don't cry because I do, but sometimes I like to get a little rom-com or I like to watch something that really triggers at my heartstrings so I can open up and be emotional, so I can have that release. And it's really interesting because when I cry at movies, because I am an empath as well, I mean, everyone's an empath. We're all born that way. It just depends on how we grow up will depend on how empathic we are and how sort of really sort of contained we are. But it's when people, and it's really interesting, we're talking about this, when people go, "Oh, what's wrong?" There doesn't have to be anything wrong for us to release or have a bit of a cry and a bit of a releasement. It doesn't have to be anything wrong. We just need to have that human side of us to release. And it's funny, for me, I know personally that when I have a good cry, it actually relieves a lot of the pressure and I can just go, feels so much better. But it's only because that pressure valve has been released and I can just breathe and just go, right, I'm ready. But you don't, it sometimes it doesn't need to be a reason to cry. It's more about the releasement. So next time when you do feel like you need to have a bit of a cry, don't feel bad, don't feel guilty. And if someone goes, "Are you okay? Why are you crying?" Just say, "Look, I needed to have a bit of a release." So we don't have to have something to cry about, or it's just something that's a natural human thing. And our body, like my acupuncturist said, our body can hold on to it as well. So if we hold on to crying and emotion, our body holds it as well. And our body likes to, when it does, it affects our body in certain ways. So I just feel like I want to give you a little bit of a tidbit today and just go, if you need to cry, cry. If someone asks you why you're crying, just go, "Because I need to release." And it makes I feel like that will help so much more. But so that's my little thing today. But I'm also very grateful and very thankful that I have you beautiful people to talk to and chat about all this sort of stuff. And I hope you understood that and took that on board. But also journaling is really important about emotions as well. Never keep emotions pent up because it can literally, the body can react to it. So make sure you do your releasement and enjoy the release as well. Okay. It's good for mental health. Just a bit of a heads up. Okay, so I have a beautiful caller named Sherry from York in Maine. Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well, thank you, darling. Now, how would you like me to work for you today? Would you like me to work psychically with what's going on around you, or mediumshiply, which is connecting with loved ones?
Um, what's going on around me?
Okay, cool, awesome. Oh my God, Sherry, sorry. I'm just sort of connecting with your energy, and I'm just going, oh, you've got this. It's like you've got this beautiful energy that when you walk in the room, everyone, you always make everyone welcome, and you've got this beautiful sort of, I want to say, it's like a peppy sort of. Does this make sense to you? Peppy sort of energy around you. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Thank you. And as I connect with you, darling, I just feel like I want to go breathe. And it's really interesting. I was just talking about releasement and emotions and having because yes, we're going through, I call it the universal hibernation at the moment, which is this thing that's going on around that. I don't like to sort of say it, but this virus that's been going around is putting us, a lot of us, in a certain place where we get attracted by opinions and things like that, and programming. And I just feel like for you, darling, I feel like I want to say you need to go out to the woods and scream your lungs out. I feel like you just need to have a bit of a breather. Does this make sense to you?
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I just feel like I want to go. It's time for Sherry. I feel like I want to go. Sherry's got a lot of things that are going on around her, but she needs time for herself. Would that make sense to you?
Yes,
And also, I feel like you like to make yourself busy, so you don't have to sit in a space of just being in a breath space. Sometimes I feel like you're always busy because I can see work. I can see. Would I make sense that you're a mum as well?
I am. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you have two children or three? Because I see two.
I have two.
Thank you. And also, as I connect with you as well, I just want to go, it's such a joy to have children, but I just want to say, when people sort of say, it's like, I've just got a puppy at the moment. So I just want to say, there's a statement that goes around, have children, they said, it would be fun, they said. Sometimes you just want to go, oh, I just need a break. Does that make sense to you, darling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And I just feel like I want to say your kids are absolutely gorgeous. You got a boy and a girl as well. Would that make sense?
Yeah,
Thank you. And I just want to go. There's been a lot of, it's like I really want to say Sherry needs to Sherry time out at the moment. And do you work as well? Because I can see you working too.
I do work. Yeah,
Thank you, because you've got a lot of things on your plate and they're mixing up a lot. And it's like it's really, Sherry, it feels like for me that you can't separate a lot of things at the moment because you're just being a little bit overwhelmed. Would that make sense to you?
yes, it does.
Thank you. So I feel like I want to go. There's time for, it's like I want to go. Sherry needs to go and dance like no one's watching. Around the house.
Mhm.
It's like you need to go for a bit of a drive. You need to go for a walk. You need to listen to some beautiful music to bring your energy back up. But at this moment, I know you're in the fall at the moment, so it's getting a little bit colder. And I know that when this sort of, I mean, even through summer, it's been a little bit of a hibernation, but now you're being not locked down as such, but I just feel like I want to say there's a lot of restrictions that you can't normally do, or what you used to do, you can't do anymore. Would that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just feel like you're very, and I love Maine. I haven't been over there yet, but I every time I see photos of that beautiful state, I just want to go, I want to go there. So, but I do feel that going outside and literally yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs is going to bring in some, it's like I want to say bring some energy back into you, but also doing some self-care because you haven't put Sherry time into Sherry. Does that make sense? So I feel like you need to go and have a massage, which is probably going to be hard now because you guys are getting a little bit closer to the virus, being a little bit more restrictive around you. But I just feel like I want to go having like spa days or having days just for Sherry, because it has been, man, I know 2020 has been full on for everyone, but for you, I just feel like I want to go, you really need to make sure you plan a day, even if you can't go out, plan a day for you to just sit and read a book or journal or listen to music, watch a movie, get that time back in for you is what I feel. Does that make sense to you, darling?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. The other thing too, just quickly, around your work, do you work 4 days or 5 days?
5.
Thank you. I just feel like I want to say work is getting, it's funny. I want to say you're always the empath, so people always come to you for their problems. Would that make sense?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Especially at work. Like, seriously, you just want to go, hang on, this is work. It's not personal time. It's work time. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you're getting a little bit inundated because you're always the go-to person for advice.
Yes.
Thank you. Are you in management or in team leading or something, or do you look after a team?
I don't have my own team. I have my own patients.
Oh, okay. Because I just feel like I want to go. There is a reference here where okay, so I know you said patients, but I'm talking about employees around you or workers, like friends around you. I just feel like I want to go. It's needing to say no because Sherry doesn't like to say no. Does that make sense?
100%.
Darling, you just want to say no because it's your time. And I feel like, Sherry, I'm running out of time with you, darling. I'm so sorry. But I just feel like I want to say work is going to start easing up and there's going to be another opportunity around work for you. So can I leave this with you, darling?
Yes.
And I feel like it's going to be less time working and it's not going to be as hard. I feel like it's going to be around January next year where this shift will change for you.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, darling. So may I leave that with you? Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a happy Thanksgiving and blessings to everyone. And if you'd like to contact me, just go onto my Facebook page, Jordie Jane, Psychic Medium. I must go, otherwise I'm going to get told off. Blessings and hugs, everyone. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great day everywhere else. And I will chat to you next week. Bye for now.